We have a quorum. Call the meeting to order. Wait on something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, we were waiting.
Statement of open meeting law.
I, the undersigned clerk of the Board of Education, Waynoka School District I-3, Woods County, Oklahoma, do hereby certify that prior to December 15th of last calendar year, the date, time, and place of this regular scheduled meeting was filed in the office of the clerk of Woods County, Oklahoma. If any change has been made to this date, time, and place of this regular scheduled meeting, proper notice of writing has been given to the Wood County clerk as required by law not less than 10 days prior to the implementation of said change. I also certify that at least 24 hours prior to the meeting, excluding Saturdays, Sundays, holidays, that the date, time, and place of the agenda of this meeting is posted for prominent public view at location of this meeting.
Okay, roll call. Travis?
Here.
John?
Here.
Here?
Here.
Caleb?
Here.
Okay, item number 4, board consideration and vote to accept or not to accept the school audit for last year.
Well, we've got the audit coming as soon as this updates, unfortunately. That's a good time to update. So I don't know if we can jump down to the principal's report like doing that.
Yeah, let's just go with the principal report. Are we good?
Go ahead.
Okay. The word of the month for January was honesty, and students were given many examples and challenges for honesty through actions and words in Waynoka. In January, 50 students earned Real Club. 5th and 6th grade basketball teams didn't finish their final game due to cancellation, but they did show improvement and growth, and now track practice has started. Dress-up days and a petting zoo were enjoyed by students during FFA week last week. Some elementary students have shown at the livestock shows this past month and have done extremely well, and then our local livestock show was February 3rd with our students being very successful there too. Elementary students celebrated the 100th day of school. They had classroom activities. Our 5th and 6th grade band rocked us out with some new pep songs, and then we had an epic game of rock, paper, scissors, pre-K through 6th grade. Pre-K and kindergarten attended the Stephen Fight concert in Fairview on January 30th and finished the afternoon at the Fairview City Park. County livestock shows today and tomorrow. Valentine's parties are Tuesday starting at 2:30. We have some teachers going to the textbook caravan to pick out a new math curriculum this week as well. 5th and 6th grades will travel to Oklahoma City on Tuesday, February 20th to tour the Capitol. We're going to eat at Charleston's and then visit the National Monument Museum. Vision screening is February 27th. Mrs. Hill is taking some 5th and 6th graders to Honor Band in Alva on February 29th. And January Railroaders of the Week were Mackie Litzenberger, Charles Hansen, Anais Taylor, Adam Santiago, Paisley Inman, Tegan Klein, Caroline Smith, and Jordan Fugway. And then our 4-day week starts this week.
Can you see me?
No, I can't.
I don't know what to do.
Hit the little camera at the bottom.
Well, usually there's a button out here.
You want to back up? So you want to read that first one? Oh.
I can see you guys.
Okay. We don't have to see you.
Yeah,
Okay.
We'll go to item number 4, board consideration and vote to accept or not to accept the 2022-2023 school audit by S&B CPA and Associates.
All right, you've got
Well, good morning.
the floor. Take it away.
Okay. Good morning. If you'll turn to page 3, 4, and 5. This is your first letter. It's an opinion letter. It's an adverse opinion from the state of Oklahoma because we have to show it on a regulatory basis, not and general accepted accounting principles. It's qualified because we do not show the general fixed assets. As we purchase those assets, we use them up, we get rid of them, we buy new. We don't do a tax return, so there's no reason to depreciate. Page 6 is your balance sheet. Show your cash and cash equivalents for each fund. For the general fund, special revenue, debt service, capital projects, trust and agency, and then long-term debt is informational. We show the board's table and the reserves for encumbrances, which are items that we'd already issued people PROs for at the end of the year that we hadn't paid. And then we have fund balance down the bottom. Unassigned is in the general fund. Those are for general operations. That's only in the general fund at $8,208,000. $3,117,000 in the special revenue funds. 295 in the debt service and 433 in the capital projects. The next page is our income statement. We show the sources of income for each revenue, for each fund. General, special revenue, debt service, and capital projects. At $4,914,000 in the general fund. We expended $4,964,000 in the general fund. For operations, we carried reserves back from the prior year of $86,000 and had an increase in the general fund of $36,000 for an ending balance of $8,208,000. We had an increase in special revenues of $411,000, a decrease in the debt service of $175,000. That means we're paying off the debt. Get rid of that. And we had an increase in the capital projects of $420,000. Those are the revenues we received from the bonds you issued. The next page is page 8. This is a budget to actual. It's the same as page 7. But we present the budget for each item, had an original budget, a final budget. If there would have been any supplemental appropriations, you would have had to approve those as a board. And there was none this year. Page 9 through 16 are your notes to your financial statement. There's a lot of information in here, good information. Talks about your funds, your types of accounting. It talks a lot about your school. And then back on page Page 13, we show your general long-term debt. We issued, in 2018, we issued bonds for $8,825,000. Those will pay off January 28. We have building bonds at 23. Those will pay off May 25. Turn over to page 16. We talked about your employee retirement system. There's a school district for 23, 22, and 21. You pay $327,000, $305,000, and $302,000 to the teacher's retirement system for your teachers and your employees. Page 17. These are your activity funds. These items we receive mainly cash for. We look at those things really hard. They have to do the same, the custodian has to do the same activities as the treasurer and the encumbrance clerk. They have to receipt these sponsors have to receipt the funds, give a receipt to the students, and then turn those into the activity fund custodian daily. Those funds have to be deposited when all the funds reach $100 for the school in a day. Then they have to get PO. They have to get it approved. They have to get it signed. Then they can purchase the items. They get an invoice. They sign it. They sign it so we can, if something happens to those items, we can go to somebody and talk to them and figure out where those items are. Again, we look at these items really hard, mainly for the protection of the sponsors, because if something happens to those funds, it's not the school's responsibility to pay those funds back, it's not the students, because they've already paid them, it's going to be that sponsor. So we look at them for them really hard to make sure they're doing the right things. We received $195,000, and we spent $189,000 for an ending balance of $74,969. Page 19. This is your schedule of federal awards. At the beginning of the year, we had $86,000 to receive. We received $512,000. We spent $448,000, and we received $22,000 this year for last year's federal programs. If you look over down to the bottom, in the child nutrition, there's funds yet to be spent, that $9,000, $1,100, $24,000, $12,000. Those are monies the school received during COVID, and everybody went on free lunch. They just sent us money, and we're trying to spend those funds up now. Next page is your last letter. This is a letter on internal control. This is where we look at everything else. We look at your payroll, your teacher's retirement, your POs, your receipts, your activity fund, your board minutes, anything and everything. And where you wanted me to start? It's on page 22. There was no findings for the year. It was a really good audit. We really enjoyed working with your staff. They do a really good job. Is there any questions for me?
Any questions?
I don't believe so.
Okay. There's some items that I think Bill brought for you guys to sign.
Yes,
You have those, Scott?
I do have those, yes.
Okay. There's a legal representation letter. Hopefully you don't have anybody suing you right now. If you'll sign that, send it back, sign it real quick, just in case. There's also a letter that goes to the state, on an acknowledgement. If you'll sign, if you guys will sign that, and so when you get that done, you'll have to keep that, send it in with the audit, and send me a copy of that. And there's a acknowledgement was here, and there was a management letter, or management rep letter, that basically the superintendent signed it, the board president signed it, so basically everything we asked for you gave us, and everything was correct to the best of your knowledge.
Yeah, we have all those.
Okay. All right. Anything else for me?
I don't think so. Thank you for your time.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Move to accept.
motion by John.
Second.
Second by, you did that.
Got
Caleb. Here. How do you vote, Caleb?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Item number 5, consent agenda, items 5A through 5K.
Motion approved.
Motion to approve. Motion by Caleb, second by John. How do you vote, Gary?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Back to me? All right, the FCCLA competed in the Regional Star Events February 8th in Woodward. Auburn Delano placed first, Tempers Poseidon and Marley Pitts placed second, and Riata Poseidon also placed second. And Serenity Green and Kara Durkee will compete. They will all go and compete in the FCCLA state contest in Stillwater held on March 25th and 26th. Junior high basketball teams wrapped up their season and will be transitioning into baseball, softball, and track. The high school basketball teams finished up districts last week with most teams ending up district runner-ups. That means the Lady Rails and the Rails will advance to play in the regionals next Thursday in Leedy at 1 and 2:30. The local livestock show was February 3rd. There were 34 students that competed. I would like to thank the Booster Club and all the volunteers that helped make that a success. Today and tomorrow will be the county stock show in Alva with the pigs and cattle today, sheep and goats tomorrow. The district show is scheduled for February 19th through the 27th in Woodward. The FFA also celebrated FFA week this past week. The students had different activities throughout the week. They had a petting zoo. 28th, 9th, and 10th graders competed in the junior CDE contest in Woodward. They passed out donuts to the farmers and teachers and had different dress-up days, and officers decorated the hallways. Mrs. Klein and Mr. Smith took all the 10th grade students to the Northwest Tech Center in Alva. The students were able to explore different career areas that are available for them to look into to enroll next year. The junior high academic team had their first meet in Ringwood on January 31st. Team members are Alex Delano, Sage Beard, Reagan Wilson, and Titan Smith Dunn. They will compete today at Waynoka at 3:30. And students of the week that were chosen for the middle school and high school during Wake Up Waynoka were Aubrey Fuller, Colton Fuquay, Chris Solomon, Riley Kurtzinger, Temperance Poseidon, Bria Beck, Kenan White, and Stetson Nitz.
Thank you. Superintendent report.
All right, looking through here, first going through our financial report. As you can see on the month of January, expenditures show that they're down, but they are up for this month slightly just because the stipend we paid in December versus January, so that's why it looks off. But kind of some of our expenses, so we paid our bill for our DC electric, which was the light poles out in the student parking lot. That was $23,000. Now that will get reimbursed with the security grant money. The lawnmower we purchased. We also had a hot water heater, our commercial hot water heater, go down, and so that was a good $13,000 hit to get a new one put in there. Along with we had to pay our architect, some of our architect. Looking at our revenue, as you can see on the month, what it's showing for our revenue. Now looking at here, it's showing that it's up, but again, gross production on the year is down 121,000, so keep that in mind. Again, ad valorem, we've under collected about 19,000, but again, that just depends on what people pay. And of course, we moved the interest out, so that's kind of overall on the year, while we're down 199,000. I mean, obviously for the month we exceeded what we thought. Building fund expenditures, our building fund expenditures are up. This is all track lighting, so we paid for track lighting, it's on site, it just lack installation. Revenue for the building fund is up, up 210,000. This is because of our interest that was moved into that account. Looking at our child nutrition fund expenditures on the year, our expenditures are up about 14,000. Revenue is down 24,000. Some of this is due to we didn't get our claim yet for January, and also as he talked about all the federal money, the COVID money that's kind of ceased coming in. So we're going to go from being balanced or making money like we were previous to COVID and losing money in that account. And then daycare, we're kind of on track there where we expected to be, so our expenditures are up slightly along with our revenue, but our revenue is not enough to cover our expenses, but we know that. Kind of looking at audit there, no findings, so that was nice to see. Again, that's a testament to Lori and Anna and the job they do keeping us all in line. I know that can be a task at times. The other thing we had, State Department was on site 2 weeks ago for a child nutrition audit. And during that, as a week-long audit that they were here, they found 5 findings, all were minor. So kind of going through those, the first one was they want us to use a different revenue code. We were lumping it all in one revenue code as far as adult and children. They want us to split it out so they can itemize it better. Our staff was underpaying on their lunch. They want us to raise our lunch prices, which you'll see later in the agenda. At our after-school snack program, students were not taking both milk and snack. They've got to take both. We were just having to take one, but if they don't want the milk, they can get it and throw it away, which I think is wasteful, but by law, that's what they've got to do. And then we didn't do the snack monitoring worksheet within the first 4 weeks of school, so we've got a ding on that. And we had one student show up on the free, should not have been. So we have to move that and correct it. Kind of an update on where we are on the bond. If you guys haven't had the opportunity to stop by down there at the track and look at the progress, our track subs are rocking right along. We've got the ground stabilized, we've got the long jump poured, they're hoping to do the pole vault and the shot put and get all that formed and poured this week, and then hopefully start pouring the curves for the track. However, if you've been by on the north side to see the wall that was poured by a different contractor, they did cosmetically did a terrible job. Structurally, I think the wall's okay. Cosmetically, it looks terrible. We're having a meeting with them Wednesday. They're not going to get paid until they tear it all out and start over, or we've come up with a solution to face it with something, because we're not leaving it like it is. But if you want to stop by and take a look, I suggest you do before something gets done. Major concrete should be here hopefully this week to start working on the footings for the indoor. And then our pad for the addition, so it's kind of been a process. Obviously, where it's located, it keeps moisture a little better. They pulled out on it first and couldn't get it packed, just too much water, too wet. So that's whenever they started working on the indoor. Since then, about 3 weeks ago, we found that from the cold, we did have a water leak under there, so that was keeping some of the ground saturated. So that's since been capped, and hopefully the last 2 weeks has dried out, so hopefully this week they'll be able to get back on there and start hopefully building that pad. So that's kind of where we're at. We've had a couple nice weeks of getting some progress done, so that's good to see. It's kind of been slow going. We've had some delays. We're about a month and a half behind, and hopefully with the weather we can start gaining some ground. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Item number 7, vote to approve or not to approve renewal of employee evaluation systems for OKTLE and McGrail for the next school year.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Gary, second by Caleb. How do you vote, John?
Yes.
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 8, vote to approve or not to approve the increasing the price of employee lunches and extra meal prices for this school year.
Make the motion to approve. Second.
By John, second by Caleb, or John. How do you vote, Travis?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Item number 9, vote to approve or not to approve this school year fundraiser request 1 through 5.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion by John, second by Garrett. How do you vote, Travis?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 10, proposed executive session for the following personnel decisions. Discuss the appointment of Patricia Burrow, elementary principal, employment of Ronnie Nix, high school principal. Do we need that executive session?
I don't know unless you guys do.
14, vote to renew table of 5 reasons may exist not to renew the appointment of Patricia Burrow, elementary principal, for the next school year.
Make the motion to renew.
Second.
Motion by Garrett, second by Caleb. How do you vote, John?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Item number 15, vote to renew table of 5 reasons may exist not to renew the employment of Ronnie Nix, junior high and high school principal, for the next school year.
Vote to renew.
Motion by Garrett.
Second.
Second by John. How do you vote, Caleb?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
16, new business.
I have no business.
Have a
Move to approve. Second.
motion by John, second by Garrett. How do you vote, Travis?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.